Oh, yeah, yeah. I was waiting for 11 o'clock to come to grab it. I can't punch it. He's got to punch it.
Oh,
Ah. And a good evening. Thanks for watching online. Thank you for joining us. This is the extended version of Confessions of Love. We call this The Reality of Love. I'm Lenny Green, and joining me, as always, is my beautiful co-host, Miss Indy Smith.
Hello.
You need a microphone, don't you?
Oh, yes, I guess I do. I'm out there talking to the team.
And joining us, Indy, is
Family Day.
is a young lady who is a dear friend. And that's the renowned Cheryl Pepsi Riley. We have somebody on the phone, but thank you, Cheryl, for being with us. What's your name, brother? Hello?
Jacqueline.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, how are you? So sorry for the wait. Thank you for being patient with us.
Okay, no problem.
Please say hello to Indy and Miss Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Jacqueline.
Hi, Indy. Hi, Cheryl Pepsi Riley.
Hi.
You have a question or comment for us tonight, right?
No, I was calling to answer the question.
Is sexual satisfaction, what is sexual satisfaction to you, Jacqueline? Is it mental, physical, or spiritual?
I say mental, physical, and spiritual.
Okay.
Just physical because I get the exercise I need. I don't have to work out as hard. The sexual is because when my baby reached that peak, he calls, or he just makes me go there. And the spiritual because he calls on all the gods in the heaven.
Woo!
Right.
Wow.
Love it.
That's kinda...
Spirits.
Yes.
Lenny gets scared when I talk about spirits, but I personally think spirits are very real and very much there.
I don't get scared. I know they're real. It just bugs me out when I hear her say, "Oh, I just finished having a spiritual session." And that's Jacqueline. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, I know. Being a Christian, it sounds wrong, but it just takes me there. It sounds God is there with me, and He's happy. I'm happy.
I know that's right. Well, thank you, Jacqueline, for being once again. Thank you so much for being so patient and for waiting to stay on the line to talk with us tonight. Have a wonderful weekend. Okay.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
You wait. I'm ready to go in.
Can we walk? I know I don't want your face to be seen, so you may want to point in that direction.
Okay. Cheryl.
Okay.
Yesterday. It was a very spiritual experience. It was mental and spiritual.
Notice that she has her rap on today. It's like,
yes.
Who was the lady?
Mother Goddess Fashawn evoking the hill energy into the room.
The hill energy. Hill Harper.
Because you're not even
Hill
going
Harper?
there. I
Harper
didn't say any last names. I took it to the hills.
But it was a hill spirit.
It was a hill spirit.
There's an elevation of such.
Exactly.
Oh, you relate to this?
Oh yeah. oh yeah.
I did say a little earlier. You can rewind the tape on this. I did say that I'm around crazy people.
You know what?
That's
what would you do without this type of energy in your life?
No, you're absolutely right.
Boring.
And you know what? You know what? That's why I say thank you, God, for allowing me to have that focus. Because God gives me the ability to deal with two different dichotomies of personalities.
But are you saying that because you think there's something wrong, or you don't think the information is accurate, that there is a such thing as a hill spirit?
Do I think something's wrong with these ladies? Yes, I do.
Okay.
but
you know what's going to happen? He's going to have a spiritual experience, and at least he'll know who to contact, right?
Right, exactly.
Exactly. That's all it is. Whatever. You'll be all right. When you grow up, you'll be okay.
Ooh.
No problem. I got a long way to go. This is The Reality of Love. I'm sorry for the abrupt introduction tonight, but we thank you as always. We weren't here. Were we here last week?
Last week was week was Halloween and turned up.
Right. It was. So
that was
hopefully
crazy.
you had some tricks And some treats. Hopefully you did. Cheryl Pepsi Riley, thank you. She definitely did a wonderful takeover tonight.
Yes. I told her, but I kidnapped her. I told her right when she walked in. You're staying until like 11:30.
Right.
But it was good, though. I'm having a blast. This is great. I love this kind of stuff.
Well, I'm glad that you're very open to accept it. That's pretty nice of you. I appreciate it. What is going on in your life, though? Because I know we have another. Well, actually, before you tell us about your life, let's get another phone call and take somebody off a hold.
Oh, okay.
Vito, can you punch in line number 2 for us? Vito, can you punch in line number 2? Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay, and you?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Wesley.
Wesley. Hey, man, say hello to Cheryl Pepsi Riley and Indy Smith.
Yes, sir. Hello, how are you, sweetheart?
Oh, well, we're
Good. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm fine. I live here in Brooklyn.
All right.
You're in Brooklyn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So you know the topic at hand tonight. The topic is, what is sexual satisfaction to you, Wesley? Is it mental, is it physical, or is it spiritual?
I think it's all three.
Hey, break that down for us. In what way for you?
I mean, personally, I think you should be in love with somebody first.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's much better when you're in tune with them emotionally, mentally, and then physical will always come. And then spiritually, if you're really in tune with each other, it'll always be there. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how good you are, how bad you are, you'll both be satisfied.
You ladies agree with that?
Well, to some degree. I mean, there are parts of that I agree with. Because, because if you're in tune with somebody, if you have that kind of connection, that you know how you see couples sometimes you go, how did they get together? But they have that thing, that bond, and that bond can make anybody look extremely wonderful and make anybody feel extraordinary because of that bond. Because then everything you see and feel, it's like that whole tingulation thing that happens.
Right.
That usually happens when that chemistry and the bond is right.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Yeah. And that's where like sex comes in. Mentally, sex starts.
Right.
It's not about like the physical. I know for most women and I guess some men, but sex starts in the mind first.
Yeah.
And so by the time you get to touch someone, you're already there. I mean, I think that's great sexual chemistry.
Hey, Wesley, does touch matter to you? I mean, do you like to physically, and this may sound a little crazy, but do you like and appreciate the touch aspect of that sexual satisfaction moment?
Oh, most definitely.
Got it.
Do you like being blindfolded?
Oh, that would be fun on occasion.
Well, I'm only asking because a lot of times people don't realize that when one sense is taken away, the others are heightened. So being blindfolded isn't necessarily a restriction. It's actually an enhancer.
Yes.
So, it's a good thing.
Sounds like you
because
delved
you're
into
Oh,
that.
I've absolutely have. I like to be blindfolded, and I like to blindfold. Yes.
Okay, hey,
okay,
Wesley,
I'm
thank you. Thank you for calling tonight. I appreciate it.
I'm with it.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Have a good night, you guys.
Good night.
Oh, good night.
The Reality of Love, baby, in full effect on this Thursday
I've
night.
been blindfolded before, Lenny.
You know what? I've thrown myself underneath the bus.
You have to. What else are you going to do?
Show
That's
a
the
lot.
whole point of this show is that we throw each other and ourselves under
Is
the
that
bus.
what? See, I missed. This is.
You've been blindfolded
popcorn.
before?
Maybe once or twice.
Or more?
Or do you do
well, you
the
know what the thing is?
blindfold?
Well, both. Because I believe, you do me, I do you, we good. You know what I mean? Like I think, and how you do one thing is how you approach other things in your life. Like I believe in relationships. If I got your back and you got my back,
Right.
then all backs are covered,
Right.
and we all right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna want my blindfold thing to happen. Then I'm gonna want to do you because I do have control issues.
Well,
a little bit.
Lenny was playing with the soy candle earlier. Can you imagine feeling that but not knowing it's coming? Awesome.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Boom.
Right down the small of your back. That's
a
right.
pow, baby. That's a pow right there.
Ow.
Yeah. Are
The
there
small
other
of
ones?
your back.
Pow, boom, bam, everything.
I mean, I can appreciate the art of romancing, and I think it's a lost art form. I don't think people practice it a lot. I think they just kind of go right into that, and that's cool too, especially if you're on a time schedule. But I think if you have those special moments to really appreciate the person that you're with,
right,
and it's a fair exchange thing. I think both parties are happily satisfied, hopefully on that mental, physical, and most importantly, the spiritual level.
Well, that's where the relationship thing comes in. So that if you take the time to do that throughout your relationship, then the quickies are wonderful because you still have all of that energy just going on.
Right.
Michelle Pepsarelli, we've been waiting to hear actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Your answer. What is sexual satisfaction to Michelle Pepsarelli? Is it mental? Is it physical? Or is it spiritual?
See, I think I've been saying it throughout the course of the evening, but we're going to be official with it.
For those who have just joined us.
For those who have just joined us, it definitely starts in the mind. Like you have to make love to my mind first.
Right.
Then everything else, I ain't easy, but it's cake after that. you understand? Like if you make love to my mind first, I love an intelligent man. I love a man that can have a conversation. I love a man that has certain priorities. God, family, that stuff, all that stuff. If you have all those things going on, then by the time we get to the physical aspect of it, it's all gravy. It's all wonderful. So it is mental, it is physical, it is spiritual because you want to have that connection, that thing that they say you have your hormones, the chemistry or whatever when there's a bond that happens that people can't explain. Mm-hmm. It's rare. It's just that thing. That to me is a spiritual thing. That to me is the spiritual aspect of it, like the divine intervention, like he brought you together and you together to be just this. When you get with that person who knows you in a way that people who have known you your whole life don't know you.
Exactly.
But they get it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like just getting
that's
somebody.
Spirit.
When somebody gets you, that's a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
It's a connection. It's a connection that some people will never experience.
So let me play devil's advocate. Why doesn't that spirit thing kick in early on to know that this person is somebody you shouldn't be with?
It does.
So we don't pay attention to
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't pay attention.
You don't pay attention. Absolutely. Well, you pay attention, but you ignore the fact that it's not supposed to be.
Because a lot of the time we think we know what's best for us, and if you can just surrender it. It's like how when people are just so thirsty for a relationship, or not even a relationship, just somebody, anybody. Mm-hmm. So then they'll go for whatever, and they'll ignore all the signs just to have somebody on their side.
Right.
That's not what it is.
Right. And timing.
Absolutely.
And timing. What people don't understand is having and meeting the person that you are to go on a short, long, halftime journey with. It's timing.
It is.
And you don't get to choose that time.
Right. And that's the spiritual aspect of it. That's the divine intervention of it. That is the part that has you deal with the person who was just seasonal in your life.
Right.
And has you experience all those things that, like initially, with everybody, everything is great. Mm-hmm. Usually, and the representative goes away, mm-hmm. and then the real thing comes in. But if you can walk away from those experiences with the lesson learned, I believe it's all molding you and shaping you so that by the time you're on that journey and you meet that person that is absolutely best for you because they have experienced the same things and understand and get you. That's where that whole get you thing happens.
Yeah.
Then, so it's a part of the process. Like the pain has happened because then you won't understand the gain of it all, the love of it all. Right. Sometimes people don't appreciate that good thing if they didn't have that real awful situation.
Wow.
So true.
So you gotta
That's so true.
Feel so good to be loved so bad, or no?
No.
Feel so
bad to be loved so good.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. So you have to love bad. You have to go through that terrible, traumatic experience to kind of appreciate.
Yeah. It feels like it sucks. When you think about it, you go, okay. Yeah. But whenever you come out of it, like when you think of, because we've all had like awful relationships. Everybody has. I don't care. If you say you haven't, you're lying. But when you think about how you've come out of other relationships, past relationships, and the lessons you've learned, and the things that now, when you see that thing coming, that flag goes up, you're like, all right, bye-bye now. Like, there's a strength. There's another thing that kicks in.
Maybe. I hope so. But in listening to so many people over the course of the weeks, and the topics that we have, sometimes you wonder, like, because we're not talking to kids, we're talking to grown adults.
Well, chronologically,
Right.
Not
there's a lot of
mentally.
adolescents walking around.
Right.
Seriously, no, and I know it sounds like a jab or
No, but that's the
some
truth,
shade.
though.
It's the truth. Like a lot of people of a certain age have not passed a certain state of mind. They haven't. They just something traumatic happens and you just don't pass it.
And they get stuck
And
right
they
there.
get stuck.
Right.
So then you continue to meet people where you were at that stage, and you attract. I tell you all the time, you attract who you are at that time.
Wow.
You attract who you are at that time.
Which is why it's so important to really know yourself and love yourself, because you can't tell anybody else how to love you if you don't yourself know how to guide somebody.
What does that look like for you? What is that? I like to ask, what does that look like? Because a lot of people don't know. Mm-hmm. So how do you love yourself, and how should someone love you?
You know what? I'm a work in progress.
Okay.
Because I have spent my entire life taking care of everyone and everybody, to the point that then when it comes to those people who want to take care of you, sometimes you fight it because it's a little foreign to you. You don't know how to do it. So with wisdom, with age, comes that thing where you go, okay, no, you know what? I have to take care of me first. And so when I learned to put me higher on the list, because I was here on the list, because you got to do what you got to do. I'm responsible. I'm that one. Okay. When I learned to place me first, when I learned that whenever I need a break, I need a break. Mm-hmm. When I need some downtime, I need downtime. When I need to be good to me, because I've worked really hard and I've been grinding, and I'm Brooklyn, so we're always going. You know what I mean? When I learned that, oh, you know what? I need to take a minute and just enjoy the fruits of my labor. Not selfishly. I'm not a selfish person. But being able to take care of me is not necessarily a selfish thing. Right. When I learned the differences between those things, then it became, okay, now I'm not just looking for somebody to just complete me, because I'm complete. I know I'm happy being me. I dig me. So then now when it comes to me, you got to dig me too, and you got to understand me, and you got to know that the kind of person I am, I'm going to know who you are. If we're coming from the, you know what I mean? I know how to let you have your space. When you're a certain age, you want everything to be like, just like this.
Put that over there. That's not where you found it. Put it back.
But those things come with time.
Right.
So.
Oh, it does. I had a topic maybe around a week or so ago. Would you marry yourself?
Oh, I love it.
It's looking at yourself in the mirror and say, would you date you? Would you marry you? Because a lot of people can list a whole stuff of criteria with the person they're looking at, but do they realize what they're putting that person through? So it's about really self-evaluation.
Would you marry you?
I think I would marry me more than one time.
Really? Yeah. You ready? You're ready to marry you? You ready to marry you? No, I'm not being funny. If I could. That was Tony in the back. Said divorce court.
Thank you, sir. If I could find, somebody who measures up to a lot of the characteristics that I have, I think I'm a good dude. I think I'm about to turn a bad dude.
No. Marrying? Would you marry you? You
the way you are right now.
This is the thing.
Eliminate being the slob, and then I would marry me.
No, you got to marry that too. That's part of you.
Yeah. Well, I guess I would.
You would marry you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Housework is never finished.
This is the thing. My philosophy is, who you are is what people don't see. It's what people feel. If you didn't, I told you I'm still working on this. If we did not have a body, but we still were present, that's who you are. That's who you are. People are not responsible for the energy they bring into the room. And so
sometimes they're not even aware.
They're not even aware. So marrying you isn't marrying.
They're not aware. Hold on. I find that hard to believe.
No, you know what? There are a lot of people walking around with so many issues from their past, and it comes from when you're a child. You're molded into certain things, and they have not. They end up in the same kinds of relationships that continue to fail because they haven't pressed upon the thing that has caused them to be a certain way. Right. So there are a lot of people, and I mean grown folks, who are walking around with a chip the size of a boulder and they don't even get it. Yet they want somebody else to just accept that.
Right.
But they would not be accepting of someone
that.
else. And so those are the things, when you are at the place when you can say, you know what, I have my faults and flaws, and I can love you with your faults and flaws if we just stay communicating. Because that's the biggest part of it all.
Our flaws have to marry each other.
Absolutely.
And then the good times will roll. But if your craziness and my craziness aren't in love with each other, we just going, it's not going to work.
And you have to have the same zest for a relationship, the quest that I do, so that I'm not the only one fighting, because you can't fight by yourself.
Yeah.
So, and you have to be, with time and wisdom and age, you realize it's not always going to be great, and it's not always going to be perfect. And the love thing, the real love, happens after the infatuation and the representative and all this stuff. That real thing when you go, you know what, I can't stand you today, but I love you.
Yes.
Like, I want to smother you with this pillow right now.
I want to choke you out.
I want, right.
Take my taser gun and bzz.
Bow.
I can understand this side, but this side right here this is an issue side right here.
I would marry me. I would so marry me, all crazy and all, because that 100% of me and that 100% of me is always going to be available to this 100% of me.
The people who share your space where you live, your roommates.
They're not roommates. I rent rooms. There's a difference. I'm the only one on the lease.
Oh, and there is a difference.
There is a difference.
Oh.
I'm running a business.
I'm not going to even expose.
If you go into a store and you need a size 10, you're not going to get a 9.5 and be uncomfortable.
No, but if I go into the store,
it is what it is.
Some people do though, and that's where the problem is.
And that's where the problem is.
But if I go into the store, I will expect to explore and look as many shoes as possible. No, I can't.
You can explore. You can look at anything, but don't think you're going to walk out.
No, not in your store.
My
in her
store
has
rules.
You can walk down this aisle and this aisle only.
So don't come in.
But this
so
is the whole
don't
store.
come in.
But this is the whole store.
I'm about to say something real bad, but it's so true.
This is the whole store.
But guess what?
Lane 1, 2,
you
3,
see Jay-Z is still doing his thing with Barney's? You see he's still doing it with Barney's, right?
That's a whole other issue.
Because it's business. It's
you
business. If you don't like how you being treated, don't go in.
I got you.
Don't go in. If you can't afford it, don't ask how much it is.
But see, let me stop you on
simple.
this. We didn't know about this. It didn't come to the head until these two situations that happened allegedly.
Oh,
not happened allegedly. It didn't come to the head.
Us all the time. We go through this all the time,
It didn't come to a head
Lenny.
at Barney's. It didn't come to a head at Barney's until it got the media attention that it got. Now, and take heed of this. If he's a good businessman, Jay-Z that is, he should pay attention to his fan base, because his fan base made him who he is today.
Absolutely.
So,
business-wise, he has a new fan base.
Because he is who he is.
We know that. We
know how people put on false images and representatives. Obviously, the representatives who represent that chain and whoever was on the board of directors realizes who they're talking to and realizes one thing. They're not looking at him because of the color of his skin, because he is Jay-Z. They're looking at him because of the dollar. He looks green right now.
Absolutely.
But because Jay-Z understands what has happened to people of his color that are not of his status, if he doesn't pay attention to that, and his fan base is already speaking out and reflecting and talking about this, then I think it's bad on his behalf, and that's bad business personally. And we'll see how he deals with the situation, and because he should basically pull away from it.
I mean, the bottom line is it's wrong. It happens.
It's wrong
all the time.
That's mildly put.
It's no. I mean, it is. It's disgusting. It's, but you're not. There's a lot of things in life that are wrong. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying, as it's called personal responsibility. I can't change the color of my skin.
Exactly.
My character is something totally different. Like I said, if you could not see me, I would still be me. I would still have my energy, and I would still be accountable for the stuff that I do. So I don't expect to go into a situation and be disrespected. However, if I am disrespected, I'm not going to give you more power to say, oh, they're all like that because I want to be ignorant or like.
So what would you do if you were him? Would you pull out of the situation?
Absolutely not.
You would still stay. You would still.
I would absolutely still sell my product and handle my business. However, there would be some consequences with that business to service my people. But I'm not going to change.
But that's what I was going to ask. Like, what would you do differently? Like, do you feel like there should be a consequence for what has
absolutely.
happened? Like, what would you do differently as far as?
There would have to be a sit down, and they would have to negotiate something where, like, a public apology, because you got to remember, you're still under contract. You still have to go forth with your business. You just can't put, that's wrong. Oh, you hurt my feelings, and I'm. What? No, that's crazy. That's not even professional. You still have to adhere to your contract. However, we're going to make some stipulations here. I want this to happen. I need for those two people to come for. Something has to happen, even if I have to come out of my pocket and present them in a certain manner.
You got to do something. He can't just sit idle and say, this is business.
But
this is my business.
If he spoke to them and said, and they agreed to an open apology, would that make it better for you?
It wouldn't make it better, because obviously it's always existed. Mm-hmm. It unfortunately took the situation of these two individuals to kind of, like I said,
but it wasn't the first time.
No,
not the first time. Look, it happens to us. It
happens to Oprah
all the time.
Right.
Oprah.
Hello.
Well, I don't know if it happened in that way, but it happened. Right. It definitely was a disrespect.
It happened a few times to her, like in Switzerland,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hermes. Like, she's been pleased. Like,
so it's going to happen because it's out there. It's just about, I guess I'm playing devil's advocate right now as well. Just what level is the responsibility of
the responsibility? I mean, look, because that's probably one of the reasons why his fan base is going. He's a commodity, and he's a franchise, I should say. And so anything he touches, I mean, I haven't seen so many people wear Yankee fitteds.
Right.
Until he kind of put it on.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he put it, I mean, they're wearing it like, whether they're a Yankee fan or not. Jay-Z wears it, they do it. He drinks this, they're drinking it. So he has a huge influence upon a huge fan base. And, he comes from the streets, as a lot of them do, as a lot of us do. So the bottom line is that I don't think that you can alienate what your fan base is saying, especially if it has come to a head in such a way and you're doing business with this company. Yes, business still does have to be taken care of, but it would have to go into effect in a great way, because what has been done is totally disrespecting us as a people, and we support. We're the only we're the biggest culture that supports any business.
Everything, yes, we spend
beyond.
Right. Well, Cheryl and I were talking behind the scenes, and we were talking about reality TV. How can I, condemn you for disrespecting me when I'm taught and I disrespect myself? I mean, seriously, like we see certain things, and we're socially just developed, very accepting of a lot of buffoonery, and then
we're also a people, and I know we're digressing away from what the reality of love is all about, but we're also not a reactionary people. We don't use the power.
Not on paper. Not exactly. Not on paper. We use our mouths. Right.
We're not very reactionary when it comes to numbers as well. A lot of people don't understand the importance of what the Reverend Al Sharpton does in terms of demonstrating.
Right.
They feel that that's too old school. We don't want to do that no more. But
that shows power. Done their history. Right. They don't.
That shows power. That's how we did. That's how we made change. Unfortunately, there was a lot of blood spilled. That's why it's so important for us to vote, because so many of our ancestors or people before us, they lost lives. Absolutely. So we can go into a voting booth and have a say-so and make a difference. And trust me, the way the government is these days, they're trying to change those laws too, so we don't have that ability to do what people have fought for us to do. So the newer generation these days doesn't understand the importance of making an impact and making a difference. And unfortunately, we're looked upon like that through other cultures. Trust me, in a different culture, and I won't name the culture, I remember something happening, and you would have thought the entire culture came down on this one business, and they made a change. Mm-hmm. It was mounds and mounds of envelopes. It was of letters. There was mounds and mounds of phone calls that were made. Mm-hmm. If we understand the power that we have, and we have a lot of power as a people, and we started reacting on that, I promise you that people will start thinking before they just normally do. They will start thinking about us, becoming more sensitive who we are, and watching how they present certain things. Don't get me wrong. They're going to still do. There's always going to be those smart asses that do what they do.
Yeah, and it's not just towards us. I mean, every culture is disrespected, and everybody has a bias, and well,
But there's a reaction to some cultures who is disrespected.
Well,
There's a
because
reaction.
personal responsibility, accountability, and respect and honor are established and continued in cultures where we don't have that all the time. We're not taught to honor people. I don't even think most of us understand what honor means. So it's hard to say don't do that if a lineage has been cut off for that. And
well, it's hard because of where we've come from.
Yeah.
So then when you look at now, even though it's 2013, there's still a certain mentality.
I don't know, because I might be a gap. It might be a gap after my mom was older when she had me. It might be the parents after, like, maybe my age now, when they started having kids, their parents not teaching a certain honor and respect.
Well, depending on when that was, you figure at one point, then once our communities went through the whole crack invasion and all the drug thing, and then you ended up having grandparents raising grandchildren because the parents were out on a thing and those grandparents were tired.
That could have been,
like there's so many things, and in the midst of it, everybody's trying to pull each other down because it's a crab mentality, because it's like, I got to get it fast because you never know if we're going to get it again.
Right.
As opposed to that other thing where a lot of cultures, band together. They could hate each other's guts, but they will all live in one room and make sure everybody comes up on some money. And we don't necessarily do that.
Cheryl, what do you think about the whole women's movement and the women coming out of the homes and not taking care of the home? How do you feel about that?
When you say not taking care of the home,
well, meaning, the woman took care of the home, like a home was intact, like that was her realm, that was her.
And so she wasn't a working woman; she was a house,
well,
which is work.
That's work.
Being a housewife is work, and raising people's babies, and that is a job. There's no job harder than being a parent, and a mother. So,
what do you think about? Do you think we've gone too far from that, and that's why marriages are breaking up, and because as women, we are not allowed to just nest and do what
I think, it's kind of like, when you talk about careers and how you have to continue to move with the time, like a lot of these women had to leave the home out of necessity because a lot of times the fathers weren't there.
Why is that? That's why.
Well, I don't know. I think there are different reasons for it. I think that some men weren't taught how to be men, and some didn't have examples, and then the women had to go out and work. They had to, because also there's the thing of society. When raising my nephew, my brother's son, when he was really young, he didn't even understand it. I said, you have to do something with your life because you're a born statistic.
Okay.
So society doesn't even expect you to be anything but a failure. And so I need for you to prove them wrong.
Okay.
And if you don't even do it for you, you better do it for me. I'm going to punch you right in your face.
Okay.
So, because,
Okay.
So there are so many different factors. There's society that took the black man away in a lot of instances. So there are so many different reasons why the woman had to leave the house. But I'm sure that does play a part to some degree, because for many of us, we were raised in households where mama was there. She was raised where her mama was there.
Right. And I wasn't, please don't, I apologize. I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm not saying that we all need to just go and stay in the house. However, there's something about having someone, because they're fathers that are single mothers.
Absolutely.
Shout outs to them.
But
they're home. Fathers. They wake up, they prepare meals. We have meals together. We sit down. We're a family. We are best friends first before you go out and search and look for like this completeness in a man or friends. And we're your friends first, and you bring your friends home. So that's why I was just asking.
Well, and it's interesting actually, because especially now, there are more single fathers or more fathers in the household, and the wife is out because
of the economy,
of society, and the wife is able to make more money, and so somebody, they can't pay for child care, so he stays home. There's so many different ways that our families have been just, you know.
Right.
I mean, but let's not forget about the fact, and I keep bringing this up, it goes back to that 1812 Willie Lynch letter.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
that's where the dysfunctional started in our families during slavery, when they would obviously take the men away from the women. The women would be forced to have, families with their owners at the time, and the men were just forced to do the labor.
Yeah.
And then they got separated. Because the separation actually came on the slave ship, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because they were separating us at that
Even
stage.
then.
Right.
Even then.
Shackled.
And shackled. So I applaud anyone, if you haven't read it, the Willie Lynch letter of 1812 would kind of really give a full dichotomy of how it all started and where it even is today, and how we are even reactionary to a lot of the things, because you mentioned about the crab syndrome. And they give a wonderful illustration in that booklet about the two oxes that are bound together. And it's interesting. It's an interesting scenario. It's not a big book. So if you get a chance, just read the book, and you'll everything will come full circle. This is the reality of love.
I love it. I love it when we like branches on trees. From you trying to throw me under the bus.
Well, I know. You're thinking extra strong tonight. I guess because you're a Swami rap.
Let me.
But,
you know what?
But we have a couple of calls that's been waiting for a minute. So can we punch up line number 1 again? We have 2 actually. So
one is blinking. The other one isn't.
Can you get us attention?
Hello. Oh, what? Hello.
Mommy.
Hi. No?
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hey, thanks for being
Hi.
patient. Who's this?
Rob?
Brother Rob from upstate New York.
Hi,
Hey,
Rob.
Thanks for being patient with us, man.
Yeah. Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. First off, I want to apologize, Cheryl, because I know I saw that you were at the birthday party for Lenny last August, and I didn't even realize that you were there. I never really met you at that point. But,
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, you got good
yeah,
memory.
I was like, I can't believe I didn't
Rob was
really
on it.
pass. I passed over you after seeing everybody else, and I didn't really, until I got home, didn't really realize that, oh, you were there, and I was like, oh, I should have known.
Well, that is just fine. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
Yep, I did.
Awesome.
Outstanding. So, Rob, are you calling to give us your take on this topic tonight?
Yep. The way I see it, I know everybody's going to say, yeah, all 3 is good. You know, for me personally, mental and physical are without question. And spiritual, as much as it's, it's good to have. Personally, for someone like myself, if it comes down to if they're one way and I'm one way, I at least have the respect of saying, okay, you want to be like one way and I'll be the other way. There's that respect factor, even if you don't really, you don't click on that. But if you click, great. But if you don't click, at least have that respect factor in the end of the day, which also helps too.
Okay. So for you, you said it's mental first and then physical?
Yeah, basically basically, I don't really know order-wise, because again, I feel like this is one of those, maybe I'm not qualified to really answer these question type of topics, but
I got you.
Pretty much that's really how it's going to go down to.
Got you, man. Got you. Well, brother, thank you for giving us your thoughts. I think it's important that, the fellas, kind of reflect and express their feelings about it as well, because that way it gives a full perspective of how men are, because we're not just one-dimensional.
And we want to know that.
They're curious. They are curious, for sure.
Yes.
Yep.
So, brother, thanks for calling, man, and we hope to see you soon. We got an interesting relationship panel coming up on December 14th, man, and hopefully you'll be able to make it. Cheryl will be there, Indy will be there, and hopefully you will be there.
Where's it going to be?
Huh?
At the Village
Where is
Underground.
it going to be?
At the Village Underground in Lower Manhattan.
We'll see how it happens. I mean, right now it's like one of those things. Like when I went down to Jersey, it was good. When I went on the cruise, that was good. I mean, it's just going to be little by little. Maybe I will. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not going to, hedge my bets on it. But, I know I talked to you and Indy a lot on Facebook, keeping you guys updated with what the the ramifications coming off of the cruise a couple months ago. And, you know, like I said, Reality of Love is really the spot I want to turn to you guys when it comes to relationship information and, you know, helping me out and everything necessary.
Well, here's a twist, and here's maybe another reason why I think you might want to make it a point to come by, because we'll have a professional on the panel, and that's Dr. Elisa English, who really will give a full perspective. So, for instance, obviously we'll delve into what everyone in there might want to, or most people may want to talk about and address the topics that may be a concern to you. And the nice thing about it is that you'll get a professional clinical perspective of how you may need to approach a situation far better than what I can give you, man, of what you probably would really need to do. If you're in need of knowing, well, how do I deal with a situation? How should I approach this situation? So that's another reason why you may want to check it out. Look, if you get a chance, and I know you're online, and I know you're watching us online live tonight, but before you kind of close your eyes out, go to Reality of Love, all one word, .eventbrite.com, and you'll see a brief listing of some of the people who will be there. And we hope to see you. If we don't see you, then hopefully we'll communicate with you as we always do, man, like this. And we thank you so much. I know I personally thank you for listening and watching.
We really appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
You know, and I'll keep you guys posted. We'll see what happens. You know, maybe I will. Maybe it's a Saturday, so it should be no problem. But you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll look into it. You know, I'm trying my best on what I'm doing and trying my best with who I'm talking to.
And guess what?
You know, it's been a while since I've texted her, but you know, hey, I gotta. Don't give it up, you know.
Don't give it. That's what I'm saying. We're all trying. Until we're there, brother. We are all trying.
Yes,
so
we
trust
are.
to believe you are not in the
You're
boat
not alone.
And you're not
by
alone.
yourself.
That's right.
All right.
Yep.
Have a good
Have a good one, man.
Have a good night, folks.
Good night.
Take it easy, Rob. The Reality of Love, Miss Cheryl Pepsi Riley in the building.
I'm excited.
Can we find out, Miss Cheryl Pepsi Riley, what is going to be happening with you over the next, hopefully, 2014?
Well, 2014, as I promised,
She just kind of put it on the table.
But hopefully, at the beginning of the year, the new project will be out with some wonderful music.
And you had a project out. The last album
was a few years ago. Let Me Be Me.
Right.
And and I'm still doing stuff. I'm looking to franchise my Black Velvet Mondays because we've had so many people come from all over and saying we don't have anything like this, where we are, and it's kind of like its own little mobile music school. It's myself and my band Hot Chocolate, who are awesome, and what I'm working on now is a proposal to take it so that we could maybe have like Black Velvet Wednesdays in Philly and Black Velvet Fridays in D.C. or something like that. And I want to just take it out because people are asking about it, and they can't necessarily get to New York City, but they're watching and they're partying in their PJs, as we call them.
Nice.
And so I want to do that because there's so much talent out there, and so many places where the kids or art, like I said, it's not necessarily children and young people, but other folks who have put off their dreams to raise families, and now they want to really do something and just have a platform for people. And because I feel like I've been gifted a certain thing, that whether it be the acting, whether it be the music, but I believe it is a part of my purpose in the world, and not just for the entertainment of it all.
Right.
So for everything that I do, I want it to reflect my God-given gift and what He has in store for me to do with this.
Awesome.
So let's recap real quick. Black Velvet Mondays, if you're not in New York or New Jersey or Connecticut,
you can watch online at www.thevillageunderground.com and click the live feed icon, and we're on live, and we are cutting up, and we are actually we have people tweeting us live throughout the course of the evening, and we have a screen that we're just reading your tweets, and folks are sending requests, and so it's so cool. So those people who sometimes they fly in or take a train in and they come be a part of it, but they are getting to know all the young artists that are there, and everybody. It's like a nice platform community
and it's a nice platform for independent artists because
Absolutely.
they're you can are people allowed to like talk about like their Facebook?
Oh, absolutely. They talk about their Facebook. They talk about their upcoming shows. They talk about, just everything. And so it's just that place. It's in a safe place to shed. It's in a place where you can be you. Like, again, I always say that our mantra is trust your gift. A lot of times people don't pursue their dreams because they think, oh, I don't look like her, or I don't sound like that, or I have to do this. And, God didn't make everybody to be the same.
Right.
So when I think about when D'Angelo first came out, for instance, and there was nothing like him on the airwaves at the time, but it was the stuff I came up, it's that old soul stanky funk thing, but sexy all at the same time. And he started this neo soul thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so it's okay to be you. Different ain't bad.
No, it's not. And
after a while, we don't even want to hear the same thing over and over and over and over again, especially if it is not authentic. Be you. Can't nobody be you better than you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just feel like if your goal is to be successful and to make good music, then it's got to come from a real place. And real does not go out of style.
No.
The words of Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Real does not go out of style at all. And you keep it real.
All the time.
All the time. You keep it real.
Sometimes they be wanting me to shut up.
Did you get her to serenade you, though?
Nah,
that's not real.
I know, it's hard getting real singers to serenade.
Did you? I didn't hear you ask. Because, I'll ask. I'm greedy.
Yeah, I guess I've taken a shy approach. Because, you figure you sit in the audience and, you sit in a view and you're going to get asked. Let me put you on the spot.
Wait a minute. I just realized you all are like friends. You all are like real friends. Mm-hmm. They're real friends. So Cheryl knows stuff about Lenny. Cheryl.
No, I don't think Cheryl knows any stuff about me.
Is Lenny shy?
I don't know that I know that. I mean, I
that's what I'm saying. She doesn't know me like that.
Like, what I know is that Lenny is a good guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
like he's good people.
Absolutely.
So I beyond that, I don't know.
Because
he says he's shy.
He
says he's shy.
I mean, but that could be
I'm
like
a
for
puppy.
instance,
I can.
Okay, now you're pushing it.
Whatever.
I say to people that I'm shy, and they laugh at me. Go, you're, but I am to some degree.
Shy or
Both, a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just
And I think I think a lot of people in the arts. Well, no, not everybody, because some are just like, hey, see me, I'm here. And for a moment, I thought that maybe I wasn't even. I know I had a moment, but I know people like that. But I thought maybe I'm not supposed to be in this business because I'm not that necessarily. Like I love bands. I love being I'm the team player. I love that thing. And a little bit, it has been because I've been shy, or I don't want all the attention on me because I want. I'm her.
You like groups. You like the team.
I love the camaraderie. I love what that feels like. Like when I first started working with Full Force, shut up. They called me to do the song "I Wonder If I Take You Home," Luke.
Okay.
And I didn't do it because I was in a group. And I was like, no, I can't leave my group. I can't. Okay, well, a year later, the song was playing on the radio, and the group had disbanded, and Lou was like, see, you big dummy. But then you realize, okay, but I wasn't supposed to be Cheryl and Colt Jam.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean? I was supposed to be known for a Thanks for My Child, which there was nothing like it.
Right.
So but I'm about the family. Like like even like my career, I'm blessed and I'm happy about it. And I worked as a nurse with handicapped children for 10 years.
Oh, so you're a natural nurturer.
So I would have been doing that if I didn't have that bug for the arts and whatever.
So you're nurturing now in music.
Exactly. It's the CPR.
Sure.
Did she go there? Did she go there? Did she go there? Did she go there?
Well,
good one.
I'm a shy guy, as most because of the fact.
The whole room.
Most of the people that you hear in the background is trying to overshadow me. They really don't know the real me. They don't know the real me. They only know me from the business. From the business part, no one will ever think I'm shy. They don't know the real me. If they know the real me, then you know.
The real you that I know isn't shy.
Because you met me in the business. Anybody who... So disrespectful.
Oh!
Anybody who knows the real me, and there's only
But no, I do understand that. I will say this, and not just because he's my friend, but I will say that just from my own perspective, because the career is one thing, but then there's other stuff that is just, like is great, but my family and and my family knows. Of course, my family's loud. And so they might not say, I love my family. I love y'all. Shout out to
I got loud people in my family.
I do too, and I don't.
But you know what? But even with that, though, like the family functions, like there's a pet peeve I have, sort of kind of like you go and if their friends are there, and I understand that they're really excited about the stuff, but when it's in my family and it's Thanksgiving and Christmas stuff, I'm just Cheryl.
Right.
So it's not, that's not my stage. It's not that, and I always feel a little bit like, okay, I don't want, they go, who sing something? No. Just pass me some potato salad.
I want to eat.
Some
Can
macaroni and cheese and some chicken.
So you
and
understand?
Some ham.
You understand my?
I'm sorry, I'm going through the food right now. And some turkey and stuffing.
I really don't understand this. It really.
Hey, wait, you know what this is? This is me. This is what we do. We throw each other under the bus.
I get thrown under the
no,
bus.
No, you don't. No, you really don't.
I
you might get it more, but y'all get
Vito
me
has a tendency
hard.
to always. He doesn't know anything about the
me. Did you sing at the Apollo?
Tony.
Who?
Somebody sang at the Apollo.
Oh, he sang at the Apollo.
Did you sing at the Apollo?
You sing at the Apollo? No, for real, Lenny?
Okay, but wait, but he's covering his...
Like, for real?
It doesn't stop.
At the Apollo?
Second place.
Somebody
he won
day...
second place?
Somebody one day will...
Really? What?
Somebody one day will understand the real me. I'm a puppy. I'm really laid back. I'm shy. I'm to myself. I don't bother nobody.
A puppy?
Because a puppy is shy.
No, puppies are not shy. They're playful. They want to be in your business.
Yeah,
they want affection.
But
They're
before
flirts.
they get to that.
They are.
Hello.
They're flirts.
Well, look.
Puppies will flirt with you. They'll give you that little googly
That puppy
eye.
must be that puppy must be named Vito, because
Oh,
it starts
see?
as a puppy and it
Buster.
goes and it goes to
Yep.
because he's
About that
a
time.
full grown dog. I mean, I don't want to call him
Wow,
a dog.
it is about that time.
Indy.
I love it. Huh? First of all, I'm looking into the light. I can't
This is
see.
the
I'm
reality.
blinded by the light right now.
He always want to throw me
so
on the bus when the pressure's on him.
Blinded. He does deflect a lot.
Oh, is that the deflect?
A lot of deflection.
But I learned from one of my best friends,
Barely.
Tony M.
You said
Tony
he
M.
barely lost?
He barely
Really?
lost.
Apollo.
All right, look.
You know what's going to happen? Y'all going to do a duet at the Village Underground. No, we might. No.
I will never sing in my life. I will never sing.
No.
On this part, no.
No, we're gonna sing on the 14th to Mama
Is it because
Jones.
of the Apollo that you will never sing?
You gonna sing to Cheryl? Oh yeah. Oh. That's a throw. That wasn't professional. Leave the set.
Wow.
We don't leave the set. If this was owned, we wouldn't leave the set, Lenny.
Standing ovation at the Apollo.
He is still. Ooh.
What's going
Farrakhan sit
on?
down.
Say what?
You said
Farrakhan took a seat.
I can't. What just happened? What just happened? Wait, did he leave the room?
Not that he did not
Stage
only leave
left?
the set.
Oh no, that's
he
stage right.
left the room.
Left the room.
That's
Cheryl?
when he met Farrakhan. What happened?
Wait. Cheryl. Okay, so we have like 2 more minutes. So just let everybody know how to follow you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Like, get all your stuff out there. Lenny will come back. You gotta come back. He'll come back.
You can follow me at Cheryl Pepsi. What am I on Instagram? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, on Cheryl Pepsi on Twitter.
Cheryl Pepsi on Twitter.
Yeah.
2 eyes.
2 eyes. P-E-P-S-I-I. Cheryl with a C. And Cheryl Pepsi Riley on Facebook.
Okay.
And I think I'm Cheryl Pepsi on Instagram.
Yes, you
too.
are. I'm following you.
Yes. So, okay, so I got to follow you back.
Aw,
okay. Because,
genuine people.
Yeah, no. See,
love it.
there's a fine line with this thing, too, because, when you're in the arts and stuff and you start following people and they be mad, and then you be like, but I don't really, like, you didn't accept my request.
No, this is sick. It's a sickness. I don't know. We need to give it a syndrome name, like the techie syndrome.
She has only 11 likes.
Who, me? No, I get upset when people unfollow me because I have the little app where you can see what people you've gained or lost a follower. Oh, that pisses me off.
Is there an app for that? See, I don't even know.
If I'm following you and you stop following me, trust me, I'm gonna stop following you.
Oh, well, yeah.
Farrakhan is back.
Well, some.
Hi, Farrah. Con. Lenny Con, you was conning him. You was conning him on the stage.
That's a story.
No, I used to sing. I don't sing anymore. I haven't sang since I got into radio. So I don't
Radio
sing.
stole you. I used to sing until I got into radio.
And so, but now he's saying he'll never sing again. Will you sing again?
Nah, I'll write. I'll write for some people. I'm a producer.
Okay.
A couple of months.
I could write. I have a couple of
tub.
hits. I've been through a couple of situations.
Come on, let's write. Let's write some stuff, Lenny.
Yeah,
Let's get in the studio.
Let's
I'm
I think that's
serious.
a good
I'm being
idea.
serious.
I think that's a great idea. I need
Publishing
that
is where the money is. I'm not
Yeah,
just driving on the
hello,
stage.
because the money ain't in being the artist. Hello,
If you're a writer, wow.
I'm talking about them royalties that go when you be gone. It still go to your kids.
R. Kelly.
Oh,
Never have to record a song in his
his
life.
grandchildren's grandchildren are wealthy.
Smokey Robinson will never have to record a
Yeah.
Astrid
Nice.
and Simpson
I was just thinking that.
will never have to sing ever again. I mean,
I'm gonna sew this.
That's a
they are
blessing.
great writers. Those Neo will never have to do anything again because he's a great writer. Writing. If you're a singer, learn how to write.
Absolutely.
And
Even
get
if
your
you
butt
can't
down
sing.
to the Village Underground. 'cause
And go
that's the
down
place
there
to
on
be.
Monday.
That's what's so exciting about it. It's almost like a live label
Indy.
It is
have
actually
going on.
And you know, like
the
we have a
live-
horn
Velvet
section down
Monday
there. That
Records.
when we first started, we didn't have horns. We have. I mean, these musicians and singers are coming down for free. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, well, they're paying at the door because you got to pay the people at the. But they are coming in and they are being a part of this experience just because of their love of music. And then now they've developed like family, and now they are getting other gigs and they are doing other things, and we watch people just grow. And so it's been really wonderful.
A couple of weeks ago, somebody was singing at the right Playland.
Can I bring some of my artists?
I think you should.
Oh, nice.
Black Velvet Mondays.
really?
It's on Mondays.
Nice. Malik. Oh, they would tear it up.
I'll see. And oh man, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Tear it up.
It's
Nice.
a great environment. I've visited on a few occasions, and it's always good. It's always good.
And the wings are good too.
wings with the potato chips.
Yeah.
for
Sometimes people
extra
really
sauce.
come
It's
for the
great.
wings and then they be nice to me. But they
So you coming back? You have to come back before the 14th.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
I had such a great time, you
I thank you for
guys.
See what
coming.
happens when you get kidnapped?
I love it.
Look, let me just say this in closing. Saturday, December 14th
Yes.
is the relationship panel with Miss Cheryl Pepsi Riley,
Yes.
with Indy. I will definitely be there.
And a whole host of folks.
It's going to be an interesting lineup.
You're not done with getting the
Tashira
lineup,
Simmons,
though.
No, I'm not. Tashira Simmons, DMX's ex-wife, will be there. Matter of fact, she just came out with a book last week, or this week, I think.
Oh, cool.
So she will be there. Mama Jones was slated to be there. Dr. Elisa English will be there, who just finished writing a book as well. And hopefully you, if you go to realityoflove.eventbrite, and Bright is spelled BRITE.com, you can get all the details, and you can even purchase tickets right then and there. So that's going to do it for us.
It's going to be fun.
That'll be great.
We'll wait for the brand new
The brand new
CD coming in
It's coming.
2014.
It's coming. I'm working
and the
on it.
single, though, right now
the
is...
single is I Need You to Know. It's a relationship thing too. Woohoo.
You can get that on iTunes.
You can get it on iTunes and CD Baby. Just look for me. I'm there.
Look for all of us. You're on also Instagram?
Yep.
She put
I
it
gave
out good
all
when you
my
left.
Oh,
information.
great.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
you
on
did-
Twitter.
you
Please
left.
follow me at the Lenny Green, and on Instagram at Lenny Green, on Facebook, Mr. Radio Lenny Green, and of course the Reality of Love
Yes.
Facebook page. Make sure you like our page. And Indy, you put it out there too.
At It's Indy Online. That's my Twitter. At It's Indy Online. That's my Instagram.
And
Yeah.
Global Vito, the producer, at Global Vito on Twitter.
HH.
HH.
Heavy hitter.
HH.
Heavy hitter.
Heavy hitter. Got it.
All right.
Until next time, y'all, thank you again for joining us.
Mwah.